Yo, guys, bit of a macro and medium term update here on Bitcoin. So, look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, soft launching off that blue Q4 VWAP. This is very similar to what Bitcoin did last year at around this same time. Let me show you here. So, you put a VWAP on October, and you see how last year after the ETFs, Bitcoin's soft launch didn't quite tap that Q4 VWAP and continued up. So a similar thing is happening now where we are not going for this Q4 VWAP just yet. We're going to come back for it later in the year. Don't worry. So right now, Bitcoin is over its year-to-date VWAP and it's in an ascending 5-day trend. If you're shorting it, you are completely knife catching. And I've been on this for about 2 days already, but I'm getting more conviction in the idea that we are indeed probably going to test this upper trend line on Bitcoin at around 120K, corresponding with the inauguration. Now, unless things change, I'm expecting that to happen, and that would pull this weekly up. It wouldn't undo the monthly, really. The monthly is still an issue. In fact, the top is very close, and like 120K, I believe, is a great time to sell some Bitcoin, even though it could blow off a little more to like this other trend line. This is a crypto face spider line from the 2022 lows, and now this line is interesting. This line has us going up to where does this go up to? This is like 140K ish, like 135 to 140K, that upper trend line there. And that's a really nice sweet spot between like 250K and 120K. So there could be this like trumpet to the upside here, you trumpet up like that, and then that is your blow off top for the bull run. So expect the Trump inauguration to cause a bunch of FOMO. Altcoins go crazy, especially key altcoins that are looking promising. And then Bitcoin will then, I'm predicting, at around 120 to 140K. This is going to be some crazy price action, guys, if it does start doing this. But Market Cypher's monthly is telling us that every single month from this point forward, we are going to be at risk of that dreaded 40% correction from the red dot. And if that carries us below the 60 line, which it very likely will, we didn't this time, but your odds of surviving the wave falling below the 60 line a second time are not as high. Could it do this? Sure, it certainly could. But if you use Occam's razor and you assume what's likely, this probably needs to cool off into the summer months and then scoop back up around those winter periods and then start pumping again in 2026. So that's my, common sense approach to these monthly waves here. I could be wrong, but, this is common in Bitcoin's life. The waves look just like this, and you get paid if you sell and overbought and buy and oversold on these monthly waves. So if there is a 40% correction from, I'm pulling out my calculator right now, but if Bitcoin went to like 100 and, anyway, screw the calculator. If Bitcoin went to like all the way up here and then it experienced a 40% correction, that would put us at about, let's see. What is this from? This is 130. Okay, so if we went from 135K and we dump 40%, that puts us at about that Q4 VWAP there. And so this is the type of volatility I'm expecting for a top of a bull market, guys. We come up, we hit this trend line, huge rejection down, and we get the monthly red dot forming here. So expect like a crazy blow off. January, February is like a messed up month, but there is a dead cat bounce. And so there's mixed signals and like dip buyers going crazy saying like it's only a 40% dip. Like you're a fool not to buy this. But the problem is then Market Cypher's monthly wave is going to form that red dot and the momentum's going to start trending toward that 60 line. And once it loses the 60 line, the bull market's over. And when you wait for that line to go below the 60 line, usually there's like a 60% crash. And that 60% crash is going to take us down to, like if we went to like 135, 60% down, that brings us all the way down to like 50K again. So what these waves are suggesting is that at some time this year, we might need to like SFP last year's summer low and potentially test last year's open during like a bear market, like during the summer months of this year. You know, Bitcoin could dump as low as like 70% just this year before sending in 2026. So that is like the opinion that I have when these waves are like this. And so in the meantime, though, guys, we're in an uptrend. And so like if you want to short this at all, you have to wait for us to lose the year to date. And you have to wait for the 5-day trend to get scooped into a downtrend. For the time being, you have to remain open-minded and not get too bearish and trust your system more than your own opinion. I'm obviously bearish, but my time, like my ideas will come and they will be profitable in God's time, not the time that I want, not the time that I have the revelation. And so I may be wrong for a bit, and there's going to be people like clowning on me, even though I'm bullish right now over the 5-day SMA and the year to date. There's going to be people acting like I'm in a big short or something on Twitter. The bulls are going to get very arrogant as we pump up to like 120 to 140K. But I believe that that is the end. So thank you guys. Smash the like and subscribe to this video, and I'll talk to you again soon.